after hours on weekends.
Is that going?
Residential, everything.
True.
Word up.
True.
Yo, episode 7, Flint and Friends podcast. We here with my guy Known, Heartbreak Kid, the prettiest kid in the game. I used to say long hair don't care, but he got a haircut.
Gave her a chop, man.
Yeah. Well, what's the meaning behind that? It looks great.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah,
Thank you.
great.
I just, I don't know.
New
I had
year, new me.
Yeah, I had new year, new me. I had long hair since I was 15.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm 22 now, so
Yeah,
7
yeah.
years with long hair. Last time I was in like a barber shop, I was 14.
That's
bro.
great. I was actually, same thing. I had long hair about the same time.
Really?
And around 21, I cut it too.
Yeah.
And you posted a picture of on the ground. It like brought me back. I was like, man, I remember that. Just seeing like my cousin on the floor. You
Pretty
know?
crazy, right?
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Nah,
But
that's
yeah,
cool.
it's a blessing to have you here,
Thank
man.
you, bro.
I'm honored to just kick it with you, man. I'm a big fan of your work.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I don't know. We have a trippy relationship on the internet where I have like I'm a fan of like indie rock and kind of that type of music, and that's kind of the type of music he makes, but he's got like a low key like hood rap obsession, and he always just like message me like, bro, your bars on this song. He's like, yo man, like this fucking thing is so crazy. I'm like, well, it's so wild that you say that, because I'm like, dude, like the angelic voice on this song is so sick, and it's like a mixture of like two worlds that we're both fans of, and it's cool that we can like relate on those two levels, or whatever. But yeah, man, it's just I've always just heard great things about you through the grapevine, you know, just Junk, and a lot of people that I work with is always told me about you, and you actually came to our spot probably like roughly a year ago, before it was even the front supply and everything, and you got to just meet us, and you're here with your homie who does the film photography, and I don't know, just like the way you move and everything about you, it was very intriguing, and over the course of 2 years, I've just seen you like excel like a lot, and transition in ways, and I've just like slowly, just from the backgrounds watching you, and I don't know, it's interesting to watch you progress, man.
Thank you, bro. That means a lot to me, actually, man.
For sure,
really,
bro.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's cool though, cause like your voice is one of my favorites out of all of Vancouver for rapping.
Oh, and it's like and his is mine. What would you call it? Because like you came up rapping.
Yeah.
You started off like I kind of like. I know you were like back in the Off the Rails days with Snak.
Yeah.
That's kind of when I first sort of heard of you, and like I wasn't paying too much attention then, just because, you know, it's like their range is so big, SDK. I'm like, oh, you know, it's just like the rapper of the month for SDK or whatever, right? And then you just I kept seeing your name in the crowds, and you were doing the shows, and I just kept seeing it, but like you kind of transitioned to what you do now, and I was just curious, like what would you say your genre of music? Like what is it considered?
What is now? Probably like indie pop. Indie pop, a little bit of psychedelic rock in some areas.
That's sick.
That type of stuff.
Yeah, I'm always trying to like introduce you. It's like, oh, my buddy who like makes like this trippy music. I don't know how to describe it. Like,
that's a good problem to have.
Yeah, no, for sure,
It's
man.
unique, right?
You come from Mission. That's where you're born and raised. I believe you still live there.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe just bring me back to the beginning, and like just what it was like growing up in Mission, maybe some of your early musical influences, and if there was maybe a music scene at all, or
for sure. So I was born in Langley on March 23rd, 2000.
Happy belated birthday.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah.
Thank you. And yeah, so I grew up my parents lived in Surrey at the time, and then I was born in Langley, lived in Surrey for a couple years, lived in Langley up until I was like 3, and then we moved to Mission. So I've been in Mission since I was like 3 years old. And yeah, like early influences, I just like grew up listening to like heavy metal.
Yeah,
just
for
because
sure.
that's what my dad's into. Right?
Yeah.
And I'm like wearing the Pantera shirt.
Hell yeah.
And all that stuff. I was like 8 years old, bumping Megadeth and stuff.
That's
right.
sick.
But no, it was super cool, man. And then yeah, I just found rap through like a NBA 2K12 soundtrack.
Oh, really?
The first time I ever heard. You ever heard of the rapper XV?
Sounds really familiar for some reason.
Yeah, you ever heard of him? He's dope, and yeah, that was like the
Does
first
he
song.
have like trippy visuals? Maybe I'm tripping, but
I don't think so.
no, never mind.
No.
Anyway, let's continue.
But yeah, so I heard him, and I was like, oh, wow, this guy's crazy. And then I was like, oh, I think I could do this. But I was like 12 at the time, right?
Yeah.
So I didn't know about anything in life, and and I was just going with the motions. And then yeah, man, I just started making rap music about love and caring for women and all that good stuff, man.
Yeah,
and I was
real. We love women.
yeah, damn straight. And then yeah, I just started making more music, and then I started discovering like Australian surf rock and all these type of bands. But around that time I was like 16. I was like really starting to take rap serious.
Yeah.
At that time, and then I met Snak when I was 16.
Yeah.
Or 17, and then he took me on tour the next year when I was 18.
Was that Off the Rails tour?
Off the Rails tour,
Dope.
yeah. It was super crazy. And
Yeah, what was that experience like? Because I know, like, for basically in Canada, like, as far as, like, a Canadian rapper, like, within a certain realm, like, that's at the time, like, as big as it gets, Snak. So, like, that must have been a pretty crazy experience.
It was super cool, man. It was, yeah, it was interesting, bro. It was roughing it in a Sprinter van with, like, 4 or 5 dudes, and we just, 47 shows in 2 months.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it was a lot of work, bro. It was crazy. But, no, it was cool, but... and then he signed me to Stealth Bomb for my album Paradise Park. And then around the time I started making Paradise Park is I started kind of leaning more away from not listening to rap very much. Because before I used to listen to like super hard rap, like not like hard, but
As
like,
maybe, for example.
for example, like Denzel Curry.
Yeah.
Like prime Denzel Curry was like hard, right? So I listened to all that, but then I kind of transitioned into listening to like Isaiah Rashad and Mick Jenkins and people with more melodic, you know, jazzy influence, but with more melodic choruses and stuff like that. And then
It was like new age, like they had like old school influences,
Yeah.
but like they're hitting it in like that new age way.
exactly, yeah. And so that's where I started listening to that type of music, but at the same time, I really started going hard into like the indie rock and the surf rock and the psychedelic rock and all that stuff. And eventually just got to a point where I just like started listening to indie rock and like all that stuff, like the main thing I was listening to. And that was right around the time we were finishing up Paradise Park.
Yeah.
And then yeah, we had like one session left for Paradise Park after the album was already finished. So me and Bounce were like, well, what should we do? And I was like, let's make a song like this. And we just boom made like Candyland that day in like 2 hours. And then as soon as I heard my voice in a falsetto like that, I was like, I'm never going back.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
And like it just happened, like you were just naturally like it just sounded dope because like even to me I was just like impressed by like I didn't follow like during the time, but I was like I know it's tough to be a rapper and then try singing and it like sound good and like I was like, you know, like I mean Coulter is like one of the best engineers in the city. Let's give him his flowers.
Absolutely.
But like I know that like they're that like I'm hearing it's sounding natural. It's like you're hitting, like, you know, you're hitting those there's no falsetto auto-tune, you know, you know what I mean? So I was like, damn, he's like hitting those notes and he's holding it out. Like, I can't like, you know, you can't just do that. But so was there like just, I mean, just through singing along songs that you like in the car and blah, 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 like obviously there's like, you just naturally kind of pick up things or whatever. But I was just impressed of that transition. It was
Thank you, bro. Thank you. It's crazy too because that you say that is because it's so true. Like my friend Paufu grew up listening to like punk rock, and he can do the punk rock voice so good. But I never grew up listening to punk rock. I can't do the voice at all, you know. But I grew up listening to like not grew up, but my influences like Tame Impala and Foster the People and this band called Plums, and they all have a high registry that they all sing in.
Yeah.
And immediately as soon as me and Bounce started making music like that, it automatically like went to that sound.
Yeah.
And immediately started doing that in my vocals, and it immediately just sounded good. Yeah.
So sick.
It's crazy.
I remember when I first heard it, I was like, who the hell is this? Like, I didn't even realize it was the same person, honestly.
Really?
Like, I was just like, because before I never, like, I only heard the audios of the music, so I never, like, attached a face to it. And then when I seen, I believe, it was Candyland video, and I was just like, where'd this guy come from? Like, it's just like these new kids, man. They're just, like, next level. But,
Appreciate that, man. Thank you.
You brought up Paufu and you brought up Coulter, and that was going to be some of my questions. I will start with Coulter. Is maybe how did you get introduced to him, and how has it been working with him? Because like I said, he's just, you know, amazing to work with. Like everyone that goes there, I felt like with you always go there, so like I expect the sound, but like I'll be like for example Vicky Chan and some people that I know when they started going to him, and I'm like, in my opinions, I'm like, damn, just like produce like their best songs I've ever heard from like just the artists who like don't always work with them. Like a girl I know named C Celestial, and just like I hear the music that from the session, even T-Loc and Hoodrich, and I'm just like, man, like it's crazy. Like I went there too, and I'm just like, man, the work you get from that space, like in even such a small period of time. So you're just working with them like just religiously. Like,
Bounce is that guy. Yeah, Bounce is my bro, man. Love that dude. Yeah, I met Bounce back in 2018. 2018, right before I went on tour and stuff, and yeah, my friend PJ and my friend Jasmeet, they took me to a session because they had a session with Bounce back in his like old, like 2 studios ago, and I went in there, and then me and PJ had a couple songs, and Bounce and PJ were friends, and so I remember like PJ and his friend Jazz, like they went out and had a cigarette, and it was just like me and Bounce in the studio, and I was just like, oh, I might as well take my shot here and talk to someone that's like kind of in the city, you know?
Yeah.
And so I went and like talked to him, and I was like, yeah, and he's like, yo, you make music? And I was like, yeah. And then I showed him my music. He's like, oh, I already know who you are through PJ. And then yeah, I was like, yo, can I book a session with you? Because I did a feature that day on their song, and then I never heard anyone make my vocals sound like that ever.
Yeah.
So as soon as I like heard myself on his like speakers through his mix and everything, I was like, I'm never going to anyone else.
Yeah.
And I went and booked a session with him, and then yeah, it was crazy. And ever since then, like, religiously ever since.
It's honestly it's such a nice feeling when you have your dedicated, well, like sometimes they're 2 separate people, but for you it's one person, but you're dedicated producer and mix engineer. So it's such a blessing to have a person in that position that is just like your go-to guy, and then over the time you're able just to create like your sound and whatever. Now it's just probably more fluid and easy. You guys go to the studio, plug in, it's just like clockwork and natural.
We do it, yeah.
And you just like, you know, like plug in, boom, da-da-da, everything's sounding pretty good from the get-go. But it takes time to build that relationship and, like, you know, that kind of chemistry with someone.
For sure. Yeah, it's cool because, like, it's not as if, like, I just discovered my sound. It was me and Bounce discovered my sound, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, which is super cool.
Yeah, producers, you know, and even it's like, it's sick because he's both, but the producers and, like, mix engineers, like, it's like there's such an essential pieces to the puzzle that it's like you're such a fan of an artist but not realizing like, fuck, you know, you love that beat and you love like how that crazy reverb sounds in the hook, and there's such a big part, a team responsible for everything that goes into it. And what about Paufu? I don't actually know too much about him. I actually only know about him through you, but I know really? He's like, from what my research I've done, he is like
huge.
He's gone.
Stratosphere,
he's out there. He's in Saturn, but he, from what I can tell, seems just like the nicest, humblest guy. Seems like I think you said he's from Mission also.
Yeah,
and he just, you know, stuck to his roots. He did him, create an aesthetic, and it worked for him.
For sure.
I don't know, maybe give me a little bit more game on him. I'd like to know a bit
absolutely.
more about him.
Yeah, we both grew up in Mission. He's a year older than me, so.
Did you know him previous to making music?
Well, we had like a few mutual friends, but we never spoke in high school, which is funny.
Yeah.
And then, just like one day after, he was making music, and I've been making music, and my friend, our mutual friend Josh, was like, yeah, you should come play basketball and like meet his name's Isaiah, and like come meet Isaiah. And so I went, and we met each other, and we instantly clicked, and we're recording the next week, and then we just like really good friends. Yeah. He's a humble, beautiful dude, man.
Yeah,
he's awesome,
I get that vibe from him for sure. But
yeah, he's fucking sick.
You wanna hear the craziest story about Mission is so back in my money hungry days, there's my boy Lee. He's my producer and stuff that we work with. But during a time growing up, his parents sent him to Mission to, like, he was being a bad kid or whatever. And then we had this song with Dub C, and it was sick because we always performed it. But he had this one line, and it was we always lost the funniest line, and it was sent to my uncles on some Fresh Prince business, no house on the hills, it's a trailer park in Mission.
Hey,
I was like,
that's awesome.
And it was like the only thing I ever knew about Mission growing up was like that my buddy Lee went to the trailer park there. I was always just like, yo, Mission's lit.
Mission's sick, man. I love Mission.
What was your first taste of, like, cause yeah, like, I mean, everyone's definition of viral or whatever is different, but I'd say, like, in my opinion, of local talent, whatever, I feel like you've somewhat gone viral a few times, or like whatever the word is. I don't know the correct word, but I'd say, like, what was the first time you got 1 million views? Because I think you maybe have achieved that a couple of times now, or maybe like your first taste of like, whoa, this, like, we got one, or like this it's going.
Yeah.
Like,
I had my song My Place. It's one of the rap songs I still have on Spotify. That was approaching like, I don't know, like 900,000 or something like that. And then me and Pao Fu dropped their song Survivor.
Yeah.
And
That's what I thought.
dude, in the first day, it was like, what was it, 12 hours? It was 100K or something. Yeah, it was insane. And then within the first week, is at 1 million.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I got 1 million in the first week, and then a bunch of other songs
Congrats,
just started.
bro.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. And then a bunch of the other songs started just like gaining
just
traction
naturally,
too.
but
Yeah.
But not even naturally because of that, because it's great music too. It's
Thank
like,
you, bro.
like for someone who like, oh, who is this? Like, go to this, maybe it's through Powfu or whatever, find you or through the Spotify playlist, and then they go down the known rabbit hole. And it's
Yeah.
all sick. So you're just
Appreciate that, man.
You just soak up the music. You're like, damn, who's this? And like Spotify shows you a lot of love.
They
too.
do, yeah.
Man, shout out to them.
Someone over there must love me.
Yeah, man.
I appreciate
But
that.
it's good music though. It's just like, and even that's why I was like, what genre is it? Like, how do you even categorize this? It's like in these crazy like trippy Spotify playlists. As a rapper, you want rap caviar and like the fucking this one and that one. But this
Yeah.
guy's in like, you know, I can't like indie pop dream and like
Yeah,
and
I
like
was on,
weird like trippy ones that are just like.
There's like indie pop and chill, and then like new
Like-
pop picks, and then we're in dream pop, and all these crazy ones. Super
That's
cool,
sick,
man.
How is it? I'm a big fan of this guy's work, and how is it working with A's and doing some music videos?
Oh,
with
Ace
him,
is a
man?
beautiful man.
Yeah, I've
Beautiful man.
never met him, but a huge fan of his music video work. Very talented kid.
Super talented, man.
I could imagine like filming it, and then when you see the final product after, it must be like such a trip. Like you just doing whatever in the
Yeah.
field, and all of a sudden like you're basically in space and got like shit going on.
It's crazy. Yeah, we just like we shot that video in Mission. Song's called Lost in Texas, and we shot the video in Mission, and I was just like, he just pulled up with like a camera like one of these that we're filming with, and he's like, all right, like I'm just gonna get you to do weird shit with your hands. And I was like, all right, and then like 2 weeks later, I'm like throwing balls around in space and shit. It was crazy.
Yeah, it's so
I was like,
sick.
man, you're a wizard.
Yeah, that guy's nuts, man. And then I seen yesterday you were at an event. We were talking about it a little bit. I seen like a lot of artists that I kind of associate with him. Eric Repid,
Yeah.
Mark Wavy. I've not so much Powfu, but I like, or I guess he done a video.
Yeah,
for
he's done a
Powfu?
bunch of videos
Yeah,
for
okay,
Powfu,
no,
yeah.
sorry.
He does all his videos now.
I was, I guess because he did the crazy.
Mario Kart one.
Yeah, that was nuts. But so like I see there's like a whole realm of artists, and like not that like I'm gonna categorize them as all one, but like I just like through my like researching and of like just basically watching his music videos and who he does music videos for, and I'm like getting familiar with these names, and I seen you were just kind of like squadding deep yesterday with that whole team there.
Yeah, it was sick, man. It was for Lil Hansen.
Yeah.
You know her?
I don't know, but you're telling me a little
She's
bit
a
about
dope
her.
singer,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Super dope singer, and yeah, she just released an album yesterday. And
Sick.
so they had an album release party, and coincidentally, it was 10 minutes from my house in Mission,
Oh,
in the boonies.
That's
And
crazy.
it was sick. It was a huge mansion.
Trailer
and-
park?
Well, nah, it was
No,
a
I'm
big.
just
It was like this
joking.
big log mansion, and nah, it was cool, man. And then yeah, like Eric was there, Mark was there, Powfu was there. Yeah, bunch of talented individuals.
Yeah, man,
were there,
super
man.
talented, man. The city's like really on the come up right now, and it's cool because it's like there's like lanes for everybody. It's like pick your cuisine kind of thing. If you
Exactly.
don't like this, then there's this one for you, and there's something for everybody right now.
100%.
And I sometimes think that like kind of affects Vancouver in some ways, just because like if
Not
you
a definite sound.
well, exactly. It's like with
Yeah.
Toronto, there is like obviously there's same lanes for everybody. Like Cardinal Official doesn't sound like the Toronto rap of these days, and etc. But there's somewhat of like a R&B and rap like perceived sound of that place.
For
and
sure.
I don't think there is that of Vancouver. I think the R&B vibes are slowly creating it. I
Yeah.
think the R&B stuff is I think that might be what takes it, Vancouver there.
For sure.
I know it has happened in the electro scene, but a lot of those guys they blow up so fast that it's not even about like repping where you're from. Like
Yeah.
with those like it is, but like they're so big, like they're just going across the globe spinning.
They're doing their Coachellas.
You know what I
and-
mean?
you know what
It's
I
not
mean?
even
Yeah.
really about like, yo, I'm from here. This is a hometown. Blah blah blah.
For
blah.
sure.
But
Different climate, I guess.
there's a lot of there's a lot of a few of the girls that Coulter showed me that he works with, like I honestly don't remember the names, but a lot of just like low key, like there's a lot of girls. Seven's really talented. even a lot of the people at Headspace, and even with through like the like kind of Manila Gray sound is like that. Like I don't know. There's the melodic vibe here. Like even sometimes like I struggle with my music because I'm like it's for a certain, and that's why I like it. It's like a, if you like it, you like it, and if you don't, you don't. But for the bigger picture, it's cool. Like, and I throw you in that category
thank
too.
you,
Of
bro.
that melodic vibe that's gonna like take Vancouver or BC. We'll throw it into the whole province here of like taking us on the map. And you know, you've definitely like you got your city, you get your whole team there's got Mission on the map for sure. And like
Appreciate that,
that
man.
must feel like a good feeling.
That's
for
great.
sure.
Yeah.
How was it? Sorry, excuse us, but how was it filming at your high school?
Oh, it was like my old high school turned into a middle school. It was sick, man. Like, well, the lady that runs like the theater and everything, she was the one that took us through. What was it, in Bronwyn, right? Yeah, she's sick. Yeah, she was cool, and yeah, they hooked us up with a deal, and we just went in there and shot a music video, and it was super cool, just going through like my old classroom.
Yeah, yeah.
And
And
stuff.
that was Famous Rapper. If I'm not
Famous
mistaken?
rapper, yeah.
And then that leads to my next question, and then we're gonna take a quick break here. Is what's up with the Gold Hand? All the 2021 releases.
Oh, you noticed
I
it.
noticed though. I think I see some symmetry happening. And,
Yeah.
Is there something symbolic about it?
We just we're doing an EP right now with R&R, like sub label of Warner, and
Shout out to RL Grimes.
yeah, shouts out to RL Grime
Yeah.
and Dijon and all the
Hey.
boys over there.
Speaking of Dijon, sorry, it's a side thing, but how you just tried Dijon mustard? How
Dijon
was
mustard
it?
was amazing. I didn't like it at first.
No.
Nah, but then it grew on me.
Yeah, you had that ham, the honey
Yeah,
ham.
the honey ham, man.
That's a good
Because you said I
combo.
look like a honey ham person.
You do. Even like he's like with the rosy cheeks, you know, he's got like the rosy cheeks, man. He's like a little honey ham cheeks. But I think we're gonna take a quick break here. We're gonna let some batteries charge because we hood and we didn't think this through and didn't fully charge your batteries. So we're gonna sip some of these lovely juices provided by the juice truck and get wavy and come back. When we booked this, I shouldn't put you on blast. I'm not gonna put you on blast.
Put me on blast,
You want
man.
me to do it? I was like, yo, we were supposed to do it last week, and I forgot to set the time, whatever. And I was like, yo, let's do the podcast. What are you doing tomorrow? He's like, oh, I'm just gonna come, you know, trying to swindle some girl. I'm like, you know, come to Van, you know, and I'm like, well, come stop by the store. I'll interview you before that.
I'm here to finagle.
Finagle.
Yeah, I'm here to swindle and finagle.
Smiggle schmans.
Yeah.
You got his hair looking pretty. We both got our bangs out today.
I think we're feeling great.
Yeah.
We're feeling
Oh,
great.
man. But
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
Gold Hand.
That was a good catch. Gold Hand, yeah. So we're doing the R&R EP, and I have a very big connection to Deja Vu, just the feeling. And yeah, whenever I feel Deja Vu, I just feel like it's always means I'm on the right track in life. And Deja Vu to me is like a very golden type of thing, you know. And yeah, love the leather jacket with the gold hand on
Yep.
it. And his fiance. Casey's fiance actually did that.
Shout
Shout out Emily.
Hey.
Yeah, we did the photo shoot, and then yeah.
Yeah, I was on your Spotify and I seen the 2020 the both most recent releases. It was
Yeah.
both on both. So I was like, oh, something's happening here.
Yeah, even on the newest one, there's like one of the photos where I'm
That's
doing
dope,
like that,
man.
right?
That's dope. So I mean, you talked about doing the big ass tour with Snak, and I know just by yourself you've done some shows. Which one I really liked was actually the more recent the live stream one, which you did with the live band and stuff. That was really dope. But aside from that, what would you say is like your favorite place that you've ever performed, or it's one of the
Montreal.
Montreal?
It
Yeah.
was sick. It was a sold out show, and the people there were super into it. Super cool. It was very European, right?
Was
So,
it
like,
in your indie pop or rap days?
rap? I've never done a show with the indie pop
No?
stuff.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's gonna go.
I'm excited
off.
for that.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
excited
that's
for that
gonna
because
go
I've gained
off.
like a lot of new fans after that,
Yeah,
right?
man. Like,
Yeah.
You're being humble, but like, what's your monthlies at right now? I know they fluctuate between on your
250?
releases. Yeah, and that's not 100. You mean it's
Oh,
thousands?
250,000
Yeah,
monthly
yeah.
listeners,
You're talking
yeah.
about 250,000. Like,
Yeah, that's a good
my
way to
guy,
put it.
this is my guy from
Yeah.
Mission, the little guy. You know,
Yeah.
just come on, man, give him his flowers, man. Like,
Yes, sir.
shit's crazy, man, and it's well deserved. It's not
Thank
like
you,
no
bro.
like social hack or nothing. It's just pure good music.
Appreciate
the
that.
Spotify recognize it, the people recognize it. Like it's good music, and it deserves to get heard. And like when I have homies that just make like such good music like that, I'm just like, it bothers me when like they don't get like the shine they deserve.
Yeah,
so I'm
absolutely.
happy that it's just starting off for you, because this is just like the tipping point or whatever the term is. I'm not good with that
Absolutely.
shit, but like it's only up from here is basically what I'm
I
trying to say.
appreciate that, man. Thank you.
I think you have a far ways to go from here, and I think you've handled how it's been, like even like more so than some people. You've had to deal with labels and industry stuff and
Yeah.
and just like this weird stuff that even a lot of us have never even dealt with, paperwork, and even you have a great manager that helps
Wonderful
you
manager.
You know, shout out to KC.
Shout out KC, man.
And you know, helps you navigate through that. But how has that been through like just becoming an artist and having to deal with actual, like, you know, you've sat in the labels and
Yeah.
the offices, and you've had to sign paperwork and, you know, give up percentages, and whether it be good or bad, I don't know. But just how was that experience? Because I've never done that. I know a lot of local people at certain levels have never done that. So.
Yeah, it's cool, man. It's a very different experience than being independent for sure. But you know, I have a wonderful manager over here that takes care of everything, and he leaves it so that I don't have to be stressed about anything.
Of course, that's great, man.
He puts the stress of the situation onto himself, and hopefully he doesn't get too many gray hairs from that. But no, yeah, it's been super cool, man. It's definitely different than being independent, but it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing at the opportunities you can get from it, for sure.
For sure. You kind of inspired me. You've inspired me in a few ways, but kind of like put me on to like the production deal type vibe, and just like even knowing that's a thing, and not even for myself, but even being able to maybe provide that for an artist here.
Absolutely.
Where like there's an artist I mess with, I can be like, here's a little bit of money. Here's you know, the studio time, maybe videos, et cetera. We
sure.
could do like an EP production deal and see where resources can take you. And even more than so than that is we made a song a little while ago, and because like we said at the beginning of the podcast, we're just both fans of each other.
Yeah.
And through different, just like, sorry, I'm kind of jumbling my words here, but
No worries.
we made the song, and like I was kind of overthinking it when I was like, man, like I want to like kind of come on like some known vibes, but and even you're like, you know, a fan of my rap, whatever. So we come here, we have the session, shout out Evan, he makes this beat. And like just through like the situation, I'm like trying to like be wavy or come on the vibe, but I'm like, oh, it's not like coming as fast as I would. So I'm just gonna go with what I know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna spit my shit. I'm gonna talk my talk.
Yeah.
And I did, and then you came wavy, and it's dope. I really like the song, but as a cohesive song, whatever, you know, it doesn't really make sense. It was fun, but like, you know, this guy's on labels, etc. It's like, you know, it's just got to really, really make sense. And fair, I was like, you know what? I was like, I was like, I really respect that. But I was like, it started making me think. I was like, man, like there's like artists I really want to work with, but like sonically maybe doesn't permit me to, or maybe makes sense. But still, like I want to be a part of the process and help.
For sure.
And we were talking a little bit about it before, but Coulter actually introduced me to this, is Output Arcade. And so I'm always asking questions when people are here making beats. And, I was like, I want to just like start making like beats, or like just like that, like not rap beats, like weird indie pop wavy type ambient beats.
Sure.
And so I got really deep into that. I was using the Output, you know, got into the pedals. All of a sudden, 2 months later, I've spent $10,000 on synths and analog gear and all this. And I honestly, bro, that session with you was honestly like what set me down that path. And not even in a bad way. It was like it wasn't like, oh, like I was mad. I was like, oh, I couldn't be on the song. I was just like, yo, like, just like pushed me forward. Like, oh, okay, I get what he's saying, but like, how can I maybe help you or anybody else in another way? And it's like, honestly, I really give that to you, that credit to you, man. It's and it's been a rabbit hole that I've really enjoyed, because like I said, it's about the learning that keeps it fun, you know.
For sure.
Like trying to like, you know, learn the piano, new chord progressions, or whatever your talent or hobbies go into. It's like, it's what makes it fun, you know, not sleeping at night and learning and YouTubing and fucking, and then applying it and it working and it being sick.
That's the best feeling, right?
So sick, man. There's nothing better. It's like the best fucking high ever.
Absolutely.
On behalf of me and all my fellow brown brothers, I think you are already officially have this title, but I'm officially crowning you honorary Sikh.
Yes, sir.
I think out of everything I see and everyone you work with, and I think like you be like spitting on some like you be spitting on them little brown bangers. I think
On the Punjabi songs?
Yeah, you be on them like, you know, shout out to Peak and the guys and a lot of people I don't know, but you'd be like, damn, like who's this crazy ass video? There's like a whole. I don't know the right term of like what the music's called, but like for the brown music out there, and there's like mega stars just chilling like locally. People don't even know about, millions and millions of views and craziness, and like you're up in there, you're in that scene. I see you. They got you. You know, you be at the weddings and you got your hair wrapped up. I see you're really doing it. So you're honorary. I give you.
Appreciate it, bro.
You're honorary Sikh today, my
Dude,
brother.
I was in Punjabi class.
What?
Back in high school.
That's a thing in Mission?
Yeah, there's a lot of Punjabs in Mission.
But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of Punjabs where I grew up. We never had Punjabi class.
Yeah, we had Punjabi class, man. It was sick.
What does that mean?
Yeah, you speak, learn how to write.
No
and
way.
stuff. Yeah, it's cool.
Can you? I can't. Speak.
I know how to speak like one sentence.
Say it.
Hi, my name is Cody. How are you? Or like, what's up?
Say it.
I was like, Sat Sri Akal, mera na Kodiyan, Kidan, Tika. You know?
That's dope.
That was on point, right? That was on point.
Oh man, that's so sick. And I guess I'm gonna wrap it up here, but what's next?
Oh, man.
You've been this like super single heavy. You've been dropping amazing single after amazing single.
Thank you,
Actually, I
bro.
have one question before we ask what's next. But where'd Duality go?
Oh, all the old stuff is gone.
That was the rap shit.
All the old rap is gone.
Man.
Yeah. Because like after Survivor came out, we had all these labels start like getting interested. So I didn't want to confuse them with what I was, and I was like, I just want to do indie pop. I don't want to do rap no more.
I'm gonna drop that. I'm gonna leak that one day.
Do you have it still? Hey!
No, my torrent coming out soon.
Bro,
get the torrent link.
How'd you have that? You downloaded off the SoundCloud link.
I don't know, man.
Oh my goodness.
Anyways, but aside from that, what's next?
Man, we got.
You got a crazy album or EP?
Yeah, we got the EP coming out, and then
the other thing you put me on is the EPs. I was just like, damn, like
EPs are easy. And
all you gotta do
fast.
is 4 songs.
They're great.
It's like I didn't know that, man. I've been making my album for the last like 10 years. It feels like trying to create my 18 song masterpiece, which I haven't yet, and I'm like, damn, this guy just keeps dropping these 4-packs, and they're fucking fire.
It's cool because it's like my generation especially is super low attention span.
Mm-hmm.
I'm super low attention span. I can't really listen to something that's like over 45 minutes. I was on the phone with my friend the other day, and we were talking about, because he just went and saw Carlos Santana play, right?
Oh,
and,
here?
Yeah, in Abbotsford.
Oh, wow.
And he was like, yeah, the show was 2.5 hours. I was like, bro, I would be asleep no matter how much I like an artist. Like, that's how my attention span is so low, right? But yeah. So, like, that's why I do EPs and stuff. They're the wave, bro.
Honestly, like, even, like, I just performed the other day with Junk. Shout out to Junk. And, yeah, like, my set was, like, 12 minutes, and I was already losing my voice and tired. And then, like, this guy's set's 45 minutes, bro. He's, like, freestyling about, like, everyone in the crowd. Like, no backing vocals. I'm just like, dude, that's so crazy. Like, it's just, I don't know, man. It's just wild to me. Though. It's a lot.
But yeah,
talent though. It's just like super talented. But so yeah, man. We you got the name for it? You don't have to say it if it's.
It's Deja.
Oh,
Deja.
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
that's the EP, and then we got a bunch of singles. I have 65 unreleased songs. They all gotta come out in a year and a half.
Sorry, I just like hit this joint. I'm like thinking of a couple last questions. I'm like, how's it been? I know just working with Kaltar, and he's a busy guy, and you just want to keep working. And I've seen that you set up the home studio.
Yeah.
How's that process been? I know you're kind of getting pretty fluent with Studio One.
Yeah, Studio One's like the DAW I work in.
And honestly, like not many people use it. You, Kaltar, use it.
Yeah.
And Evan, we just downloaded it on the computer. It's actually really dope, man. And some of the things that it does are like, whoa! It's actually. It's a heavy contender. Yeah,
it's super cool and it's super easy to use and yeah, I'm not a very technical guy with like what's the word I'm looking for, like computers and shit.
Yeah.
You know, but just that. I can like, you know, ask Bounce and he can tell me what to do, and it's cool. And like I just make music at home. Two of my favorite songs I produced and I made, and they're about to be released soon. And yeah, man, it's dope working at home.
Yeah, it's sick, man. You be on that guitar, and actually your TikToks too during COVID, those were really dope.
Thank
too,
you,
man.
bro.
You were killing the
Thank
TikTok
you,
during COVID. Super sick, man. But anyways, bro, it was a pleasure to have you.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, man. You're welcome by anytime. When
Thank
the
you.
album drops next, or when any big news, anything, you're more than welcome.
I appreciate
bro.
that, bro. Thank you so much.
Give you another hug.
Oh, I'm a hugger.
Yeah, brother.
Thank you, man.
Peace, guys. We out.
Peace, baby.